Well, I have to say, this movie was quite the piece of cinematic genius. You know, there were some great instances of character development. The story was completely mind blowing, and I was kind of blown away with the characters as well. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face for that long. Oh my god! I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't go and see Fifty Shades of Grey. My money was well spent on The Kingsman, but that review will come later. But today I'm not going to be giving a review on Fifty Shades of Grey because I didn't see the damn movie. I'm going to be giving more of a comprehensive overview of what this movie represents. So, Fifty Shades of Grey is the worldwide phenomenon that has taken readers and moviegoers alike by storm with erotic fantasy. And that's pretty much it. That is the gist of what these books represent, is that they are erotic books that provide the ability to spice up a lonely reader's life. If that doesn't raise a red flag, I'll just give you a comprehensive summary of the two main characters of these books. The book focuses on Anastasia Steele, or Anna Steele, and Christian Grey. Anna is a 21-year-old college student, and Christian is a 27 or 28-year-old billionaire playboy philanthropist. He's a wannabe Tony Stark, but he's a lot more creepy and a lot more into being a control freak. And the main plot of this story is that it's a should they not dating novel, except with some explicitly detailed sex scenes. That is essentially all you need to know about these books. That is all I read, that is all I know about them, and that's apparently all that it is about. I have done my research on this film and on this book, and there is no plot whatsoever. The book and the film apparently focus on whether or not it is a good idea for these two to be together. We could forgive the movie if it was just about them being an on and off couple. We've seen it a billion times in literature and movies, so, I guess we could wrap our heads around that. But the book only seems to focus on the erotic appeal of what their relationship represents. Christian Grey is a dominatrix. He's a control freak in public, so that probably means that he's a control freak in the bedroom. And Anna is just okay with this. If this guy is basing a relationship off of the fact that he only wants to take you to bed to dominate you, that should have been a huge red flag for someone like Anna. But the book seems to think that young girls don't know what they want and are completely oblivious. It's condescending to women, which is one of the problems that I have with this movie, is that it's essentially saying that 21-year-old girls are willing to go for anything. If there's a man that asserts control, is wealthy and is powerful and is emotionally distant, then that's what they should go for. And here are the two big issues that I have with what this movie represents. The movie represents Hollywood delving into the deepest, darkest pits of literature hell. This book series was based off a fan fiction of a fan fiction of the Twilight series. Look it up. The characters within 50 Shades of Grey are just cartoonish over-exaggerations of what the characters in Twilight are. Christian Grey is more controlling and more forceful and more creepy and more stalky than Edward was, because he's an over-exaggeration of what Edward Cullen represented. Anastasia wants more in her life, and by more in her life, not, jumping out of the mundaneness of human abilities, like going into being a vampire. She just wants to spice up her sex life. So what this represents is literature laziness. It is serious laziness on the part of the author E.L. James, because he has essentially cut and pasted a sillier, I can't believe I'm saying this, a sillier version of what Twilight is. Twilight at least had, vampires, werewolves, and a little bit of cool lore and some overarching consequences within the course of the novels. These novels and this film, there is no overarching, thing going on. It's just two individuals who want to spice up their sex life but they aren't meant to be together. And my second main problem with this is that it's insulting to men and women. The book seems to think that, oh, if you are a true man, you are a control freak, you are a billionaire, you are, way too controlling in the bedroom, and you're emotionally distant. That is the ideal man. And the ideal woman is way too young, kind of oblivious, and she wants to fix you. The entire concept around these characters and what it represents to female readers and evidently male readers as well, it's baffling how insulting it is to just overly simplify what a man and a woman are evidently like. And I'm bringing up a third point. It's insulting to women. It's insulting their intelligence, it's insulting their self-esteem, and it's insulting their self-value. The book and this movie's message apparently is that, you should sell yourself short of what you could get, be submissive, be a nobody, and essentially go for money and power over personality. It's essentially sending the wrong message to female readers by saying, hey, your lives are pathetic, and this is what you need in your life. You need a male dominatrix to spice up your sex life. So after all of that, I made the concrete decision this weekend to not go and see 50 Shades of Grey, even though I'm supposed to review movies, but I decided not to give in to Hollywood consumerism and go to see a lazily put together movie from a lazily put together book about characters that are over exaggerated and sending a wrong message to female readers and to male readers. So with all of this in mind, I'm going to give this film a hypothetical 0 out of 10. Because from everything that I have gathered about this series is that there's nothing creative about it. The only appeal that it has is the erotic fantasy. Like, the fundamental flaw of this series is that it idolizes sexual abuse and domestic violence against women. I have a female friend that I'm using as a source on this, and that this is a film that teenagers are going to see. And teenagers who are naive and perhaps virgins, and are going to see someone like Anna, who is a virgin in the film and in the book, and is essentially brainwashed into BDSM by Christian Grey, even though he, basically just sugarcoats his version of it, but then it turns out to be more of just domestic abuse and aggression against women. I don't care that it goes to the fundamental principle that Christian Grey hates girls that look like his mother. I guess, spoiler alert on that. It's no excuse for him to have the mentality that he's going to abuse someone who resembles what his mother looks like. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and don't forget to click that subscribe button. And you can follow me on Facebook, and also check out some of these other videos from Between Two Mats and R&D. More videos will soon follow.